Perfect. It's hard to move on after such a wonderful panel, but alas, our schedule is still ticking away. So next up, we're going to hear from Shahzad. Are you there, Shahzad? I think I
Hey
see you.
girl. Yeah, I'm
Hello.
here.
How are you doing today?
Yeah, I'm fine. Thank you.
Good. Did you hear any of that panel
Uh,
from before?
yeah, that was wonderful. Yeah,
Yeah, they were,
unfortunately, because I'm located in Canada, I have missed a lot of since
uh,
now. But this
no problem.
previous panel was really wonderful. Thank you so
Yeah,
much.
thanks for joining us. Is
Thank
it in the
you.
middle of the night there, or is it a reasonable hour?
Yeah, it's actually right now it's 3 a.m.
Wow. Well,
Yeah.
thank you. Thanks for
Yeah,
taking the time out of your
no
busy
worries.
morning
That's
to
fine.
join
I'm
us.
happy to help, and I feel that I really belong to this community. So, if you're ready, I can share my
Yeah,
screen, and then I
please do.
can probably start.
Yeah.
Uh, so, I also sent my slides.
Yeah, we have
In
them up on the
advance.
website, if people would like to follow along.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Would you like us to share your slides, Shazad, or do you want to do that yourself? Sorry, it's stuck down very high.
Actually, it doesn't let me to share
Oh, okay.
anything.
Okay,
Yeah,
I can grab it. So I'll put them up for you now. Give me one
thank you.
moment. Thank you so much for joining us at 3 a.m. Oh my
Yeah.
goodness, we
No
so
worries. I'm
appreciate it.
I'm glad to help.
Oh, we
Thank you.
so appreciate it, and it sounds so interesting. So let me just grab this up here now. Do, 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 do. Okay, lovely. Can you see that there?
Yeah,
Yep.
perfect. Thank you.
Yeah. Thanks.
So, okay, so let's start. Thank you so much for taking the time to attend this presentation. My name is Shahzad Yazdanpana, and I graduated from Master of Education program from Thomson Rivers University, located in British Columbia, Canada. And what I'm going to present today is about my research about the impact of speech-to-text technology on the classroom engagement, inclusion, and participation of non-native and hard of hearing university students. And this research is basically based on my own lived experience as a hard of hearing student and the struggles that I had in my educational journey. So yeah, thank you. I would also like to acknowledge that I'm located on the traditional and unceded territory of the Kamloops, the Secwépemc. Okay. As I told you before, my name is Shahzad Yazdanpana, and I graduated from Master of Education program in Canada. I also hold an MA in English Language and Literature and have been an English teacher for more than 12 years. At the age of 25, due to an ear stroke, I became a hard of hearing individual. And since then, my life has gone through so many challenges. During my second educational journey in Canada, when I entered some classrooms or some events, I was not able to participate in the classroom discussions because not only the environment was not appropriate for those individuals who were like me, but also I always felt that that's my own problem. That's on me because I'm a hard of hearing individual. That's why I cannot participate in classroom discussions because I miss the instructors or I cannot hear the instructors very well. And honestly, at that time, I was not that much familiar with universal design for learning, and I didn't know that the barriers are in the environment, not in the students. And throughout the first semester of my study, I believe that I'm really alone and I do not belong to this teaching and learning environment. However, during one of my conversations with my other classmate, whose name is Shadi, and she was also a Master of Education student, I understood that Shadi had a background in audiology and she was also a second language learner. Shadi explained to me that she is struggling with diverse accents across campus, and she also told me that it is sometimes really challenging for her to recognize some technical words and academic vocabularies. So this discussion made me understand that I'm not alone, and probably we can just do something to contribute to change and provide a more equitable opportunities for at least future generation of students in higher education to not feel that much excluded as we did. So we decided to be engaged in a kind of research that could check the impact of speech-to-text technology and live captions at a time of classroom instructions, and the way that they can engage us or help us to participate in the classroom. Shall we go to the, thank you. But why this research really matters, I'm not going to spend a lot of time for the literature review, but one of the most important points about this research is that since I started my education in Canada, I learned that there are many national as well as provincial policies regarding making educational environments and different organizations accessible and provide equitable access to education for diverse students. However, my own lived experience showed that still there is a persistent gap between institutional frameworks and students' lived experiences. More importantly, unfortunately, most of these studies took a look at speech-to-text technology as a kind of assistive tool, as a kind of accommodation that was just present for some special needs students, for example, because they were hard of hearing or deaf, or they had some learning disabilities. So this research could probably bridge the gap, not only between policy and practice, but also taking a different look at speech-to-text technology as a kind of inclusive pedagogy and as a kind of innovative pedagogical tool. Okay, just to take a brief look at our theoretical framework and methodology, we use disability justice as our theoretical framework because disability justice provides an inclusive and holistic framework of human bodies and focus on individuals' lived experiences. More importantly, it emphasizes intersectionality, so it provided an opportunity for both of us as the researchers to examine our intersecting identities such as race, gender, and migration status in relation to speech-to-text technology in the classrooms. And because we were two researchers, I chose ethnography for our research methodology because it gave us a chance to examine our lived experiences with speech-to-text technology in the classroom and helped us to co-construct meaning together and learn more about our common and uncommon experiences with speech-to-text technology. So for reaching to our findings, we attended and observed the classrooms of one of our instructors who used live captions at the time of delivering lectures in her classroom. We took field notes, reflected on those field notes, then engaged in some iterative dialogues, and we had a couple of reflections during our dialogues and after them. And through thematic coding, we could reach to 6 interrelated themes that I'm going to share some of the most important ones with you right now. The first important theme that appeared in our study was the impact of speech-to-text technology on our comprehension. Prior to STT, it was really challenging for me to understand fast speech and recognize some words. Similarly, it was challenging for Shadi to understand diverse accents in the classroom, or even some instructors' accents, as well as some technical vocabularies. But the presence of live captions in the classroom made learning more accessible for us, and it had a great impact on our cognitive access and comprehension. The next important theme appeared in our study is about the impact of live captions and speech-to-text technology on our emotional well-being. Honestly, as a hard of hearing student, I always felt a lot of stress regarding participating in the classroom discussions, and I was always anxious about missing some key information during the classroom or not understanding the instructor's questions and instructions. Shadi also explained to me during our dialogues that she always felt that she's not capable due to being a second language learner, and she wasn't confident enough to participate in the class. But the presence of speech-to-text technology made both of us more confident and even gave us a sense that we belong to this particular space. Because prior to speech-to-text technology, I've asked myself so many times whenever I attended inaccessible classrooms or some events and conferences that what am I doing here? Nobody sees me, nobody cares about me. So why I'm exactly here? But the presence of speech-to-text technology made it possible for me to at least have more equitable opportunities and compared to my classrooms, and even created a better sense of belonging and inclusion for me, and similarly for Shadi. I can say that definitely speech-to-text technology had an impact on our classroom engagement and participation, because when we could understand the spoken content, when we were more confident, we were willing to participate in the class, and even it made us motivated to say something, because we could understand the instructor's speech, we could understand the instructor's questions, and even it helped us to have better interactions with our peers. For example, there were very moments prior to STT that I had to be silent in the classroom, not because I didn't have enough knowledge about that particular subject, but because that environment was really inaccessible and excluded me whenever I couldn't understand the instructor question. So it was not possible for me to participate or say something. So from those silent individuals, we changed to more engaged learners, because not only we were more confident this time, but also we were more eager to say something and to speak. Thank you. But one important thing that we also learned from this study was that speech-to-text technology is not perfect. During our first classroom observation, unfortunately, the classroom layout and the instructor's positioning was not appropriate for the use of speech-to-text technology. So it made it really difficult for us to read the text below the slides. And more importantly, we found it very challenging to simultaneously listen to the instructor, take notes, and take a look at the text on the slides and comprehend everything all together. So not only it created cognitive overload for us, but also it resulted in eye strain, neck pain, and some distractions. But during our second classroom observation, we decided to change our approach to speech-to-text technology, and we considered it as a kind of supplementary tool, as a kind of support that is present over there for us and to help us. For example, whenever I couldn't hear a word, I just could take a look at the screen and fill in the gaps by taking a look at that word. And similarly, Shadi, whenever she couldn't understand a technical vocabulary or some academic words, she could just take a look at the screen and fill in the gaps. So we concluded that probably speech-to-text technology is better to be used as a kind of support and not as a replacement. And it can be very helpful when students and learners try to individualize the way that they use speech-to-text technology. Thank you so much. But What I really aim to share today is about how we can make our classrooms more accessible for diverse population of students, especially those who are hard of hearing or second language learners and non-native speakers of English. I will start with let go of bias. Throughout my meeting with accessibility services and even some discussions with some of my instructors and professors, I found out that it is some people are biased toward using speech-to-text technology in the classroom because they found it challenging to change their instructional methods and the way that they actually does the teaching practices in their classrooms. And more importantly, some of the professors really believed that this is a matter of accessibility services. And I remember that during my first semester, when I talked to one of my professors regarding my problem, he just let me know that, Shahzad, if you find the classroom inaccessible, just go to the accessibility office. There is nothing that I can do about that. So I want to share that speech-to-text technology integration into our classrooms, into our activities is really simple. And definitely, it's not only a matter of accessibility office or only the problem of some disabled individuals. We can normalize the speech-to-text technology use at the time of instructions during events or even some conferences for not only hearing impaired individuals, but also for a diverse population of students, second language learners of English and non-native speakers of English. So we can easily turn on captions while we are delivering lectures, on PowerPoint slides, when we are sharing videos, and on some applications like Zoom, Teams, etc. And I believe that based on my own experience, tools like speech-to-text technology have a profound impact on students' emotional well-being, and it really at least affected my own and my friends, the other co-researchers, feeling of being included in the educational environment. And when the instructors started to hear our voice, something has changed. So it is really important to hear the people who are suffering from some barriers, whether that's disability or that's language, and try to receive their feedback and at least do something about that. Thank you. I'm not sure how can I just show this because I'm unable to share my screen. This is a slide I prepared to show you how you can activate STT on your slides when it comes to PowerPoint and even on your desktop. I don't know whether I can share my screen or not.
Yeah, if you want to go there and just see if you can share it there now, that's no problem.
Thank you. Still, it doesn't let me to share my screen.
Oh, strange. Let me just see. Sorry about that.
Okay, I can just orally explain that.
Okay.
No worries.
Yeah.
That's fine. Yeah. Okay. So on PowerPoint slides, when you open the PowerPoint on the toolbar on top of the page, you can find a slideshow. When you click on slideshow, you can go to slideshow. Yeah. And then you go to slideshow, then you will see activating subtitles, using subtitles or always using subtitles. When you click on that, then your subtitles will be activated. And you can also, through the setting, you can also choose the language input, and even you can choose the placement of the speech-to-text technology on the slides, for example, at top of the page or at the bottom of the page. But there is an issue with this, and because whenever you close the PowerPoint slides or whenever you want to move from that PowerPoint presentation to a PDF or Word file, unfortunately, the captions will not appear anymore. So there is another way that I found it very helpful regarding the use of live captions and speech-to-text technology. Again, on your own systems, I mean, on your desktop, laptop system, you can go to the settings, search live captions, and then activate live captions on your own laptop or on your own computer. So this way, whenever you even move away from that particular slide, still the speech-to-text technology will be appeared on top of the page because you have activated it via on your own system, not only the PowerPoint slides. Thank you. Okay, perfect. So now our study showed us that accessibility is not for disabled individuals, and some assistive technologies, such as speech-to-text technology, can be used as an innovative teaching and learning practice, and they are not only for creating more inclusive and accessible spaces, but also they can give a feeling and a sense to all the students that they are seen, they are valued, and they are respected in the teaching and learning environment. And it is really important to know that making classrooms or even some events more accessible is not that much difficult or challenging. It's really easy, and probably it can really contribute to change and help students, especially in higher education, to succeed and thrive. Yes, here are the references. And I've also included, but the references are much more. I've just included a couple of them here. And if you have any questions, I'm more than happy to help. You can reach me at this email address. And I'm happy to help with anything that can help with accessibility, especially when it comes to speech-to-text technology. Thank you.
Perfect. Huge thank you, Shahzad. It's such great research being done, and it's research like that that's really needed, that explains why it works. Huge thank you. We might just leave it open for questions for a few minutes in case there's anything coming in.
Thank you.
I know Darren had said in the chat there that the critical insights are really important and they're often overlooked and assumed. So he loves the point of most effective when used as a support, not as a replacement. So that idea, I think, struck home with a lot of the audience. We'll just leave it open for a couple more minutes in case there's any questions.
Right.
Yeah. Perfect. Sounds like you also enjoyed doing the research. Like it didn't seem like a task to you. It sounds like something that you're passionate about as well.
Yeah, exactly. Because it was about my own life.
Yeah, I get you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, I think we are over time anyway. So huge thank you, Shahzad, especially considering it's 3 in the morning. So huge thank you for your time.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, thanks. And we'll be in touch. Thanks, Shahzad.
Thank you.
See ya.